Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. Here we are on the Thomas Wood review, and this time we're reviewing something which I think is quite interesting. As you would know if you've watched my figure 8 race playset review, I wasn't planning to pick up any of these playsets until it turned out that, Toys R Us went broke and then included the Australia version. So I got this set for 50% off, and that's when I was like, look, you know what? I'll just buy it and have a bit of a YOLO moment. So we're going to be taking a look at this set, what it contains, and then doing a weigh up of the price. As if you've seen in my other reviews, you'll know that I am not a big fan of the Thomas Wood range as a whole, but particularly the play sets. So let's just see if this one can break the mold and impress me for a change. But, let's just see what happens. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's do it. So the box is your standard fare kind of thing. You got the picture of the set on the front. Again, every time I'm going to keep pointing this out. This is compatible with the track systems. It's not. Do not lie to us, Mattel. Angry reacts only. Alright, come around to the side. We get the 24 play pieces thing. Again, they list these adapters as play pieces, which makes me angry because you don't play with them. That's not the point. Alright, coming onto the back. Similar style to the other kind of sets that I've already looked at, which is unsurprising. If you want to have a look at the bio, here it is. This, to me, seems like, again, much better. Weird choice to use a double question mark. That seems like something I would do in a Facebook message, not something you'd read on the back of a product. But that said, I think, again, this is quite a respectable bio. It makes a lot more sense than some of the other ones they've done. Again, if you turn around, you get a picture of everything that comes in the set like this. And then, obviously, the bottom is just illegal, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. Alright, I'm going to open this up. Alright, so I've got all the bits and pieces out of the box. The first thing I want to say is this was quite a large box, and there is not a large amount of stuff that has come out of it. Like, there's a lot of empty space in this box. While I appreciate some of the smaller details, it's kind of fallen down. For example, this little bit, which had the engines on it, you can see the wooden track there. There was also this whole piece, which was just an empty tube that was put in there for no reason, and you can see there's really only like a couple of boxes in there that had a lot of empty space in them, so I think that's a bit unfortunate. So, firstly we'll have a quick look at the instructions, just in case you are curious to see them. Again, this is what we get on the front of those, all the component parts. Yay, the adapters! There you go. You can see that this is something that you can pull apart. They do come assembled in packaging. There you go. We've got explaining how to use the points, how to use the, loader mechanism, which is okay. There you go. You can, move things around there. And that's the track layout. We're going to talk about that in a second. But firstly, let's have a look at the bits and pieces that we get. So, a couple of things in this set. The first thing is we do get a Charlie. Now, I had already bought Charlie individually because I didn't think I was going to name him as a set. Which means, kind of excitingly for you guys, I have now a Charlie unopened from Thomas Wood, which I do not need anymore. So, if you've been watching my videos, there is going to be a giveaway coming up at the end of this year, and I'm telling you now that Charlie will be in there. So, there's some Thomas Wood that you can take a look at if you don't want to pay for it yourself. Alright, what is Charlie like? I think Charlie is actually maybe one of my new favourite Thomas Wood engines. And it's because the shaping's done really nicely. As you can see, he's got his signature boiler with the cutouts coming in there. Different size this, you've got the little coal tender, nice work with the funnel. I think they've done a good job with the purple and red so that he does look purple and red. I think this color scheme actually kind of works okay with the wood look. Again, he's got the printed buffers, which is nice. A really good face. That's a really good Charlie face, I think. Captures how he looks quite well. Yeah, and again, you got Charlie on the bottom. He's actually quite a nice wooden engine. And again, you might not like the style of Thomas Wood, but I think this Charlie is quite a good one, and actually gets some of the benefits of this new styling. So I'm a big fan of this one, and it's cool that he's included in this set. It's nice to see sometimes not getting Thomas in this set. Makes sense for it to be Charlie because he's also a shunting engine. Happy with that. Now, the next thing we get are the troublesome trucks. As I talked about in another review, the rolling stock has been very sparse in most new Thomas lines. You can't really buy it. So it's good that we got 2 troublesome trucks in here, and they should have been in the cranky set. But that said, these are wacky troublesome trucks. Let's take a look at that face. That's a good face. I like that troublesome truck face. Yes, that's good. But if you haven't already noticed, yes, this is nearly all plastic. It's got wood on the bottom there, but this whole top part is plastic, and it works like this. So it's a tipping mechanism, so you can tip out the cargo. They've done some printing here on the side. Weird color choice to print because it's nearly hard to see what it is, but that is meant to be like a wood pattern on both sides. This one, whoa, this one is real sloppy. It's just a blob of paint. This one you can see they've kind of tried to put the wooden lines in there, but this one is just, so I don't know what happened there. But otherwise you can see they've used the Thomas Wood famous speckled plastic, which it almost looks like, I think it's got wood in it, which is, to me, is so weird. Like, they blended up wood in Thomas Wood so they could put wood in the plastic. I don't know, very weird. But I think that is what it is. It's wood in the plastic, which to me is just, that's not how Thomas Wood works, guys, but nice try. So yes, a very plastic, very funny looking troublesome truck. We'll see if it works when we test out the playset. This is the other one you get a grey troublesome truck, again, good colouring, again, I like that face, it's a very cool troublesome truck face. You get the printing again on both sides, they're the same mould, also called troublesome truck. This one didn't get, you know, Magic Friday kind of printing, so you can actually see, hard to show on camera, but there are actually, you can see kind of there, the lines as if it was made of wood. So yeah, okay, interesting trucks. You get this little sign, good that it's printed on both sides. In the transfer yards, cool, I guess. You get the figurine, and this one is, again, another one of those similar figures, slightly differently styled to the one from the Cranky set. Again, they have this much articulation, they sit down and they stand up, that's about it. I think this one's fine, looks like it's going to do some work. Doesn't look like it's from Thomas & Friends, really, but, yeah, for what they are, it's fine. There you go, we get another cargo crate. You can see this is what this one looks like. You can look at if you want a comparison to the Cranky ones, have a look at that review. You can see again, they've suffered the same problem I already talked about, where it's printed on two sides, but it's obviously meant to be a green crate, so it kind of looks quite stupid. I think they would be better just to leave it all wood and just print the logos. But anyway. And then you get this one, which is another sort of Steamworks one. I think this one is cool. I like the ones that have stuff in them. This one's a bit better. It's got more stuff in it. And I think what's quite cool about this one is, I don't know if you can see it, but these are actually Thomas Wood and Railway or Thomas Wood wheels. They're just quite small ones. So they're actually meant to look like the wheels that you would get on the toys. And I think that's quite cool. Like that's a nice little, you know, oh, I'm bringing some wheels to the Steamworks, and they actually kind of look like these wheels. So I think that's quite cool. I do like that design. That's clever in that. What else do we get to new? Obviously, you got the straight and curve pieces. You get a three-way points. My understanding is this is the only place you can get in Thomas Wood a three-way points. As you can see, it does this. I've just realized this can go in here. Doesn't really click in, but it can do that, I think. Maybe that's the point, maybe it's not. Yep, that's just that piece. Again, it's got that wood in the plastic thing. Oh, which makes no sense, but anyway. Next thing you get is the transfer crane. I'll move everything else out of the way so you can see it better. This is weird. It's quite flimsy. You can see this bit's wood and this little part here is wood. It just slides along like this. Doesn't really do anything else, just kind of slides. Doesn't lock in place or anything, it just, yep. You can see, again, that's kind of what it looks like. There's not a lot going on. There's a little bit of printing on the side. Just here on this bit and on this part here, you get some printing. Get a bit of printing on the back too, I'll show you that. Yep, you get that, and there you can fit one of the driver people in. If you fold the legs up, they will sit either way. I don't know which way is meant to be the front. Maybe I think it's meant to be this way. So that goes like that, and then in terms of how it functions, as you can see, there's a screw on the back, and this comes down. I'll show you how far down it can go. So it can nearly go all the way down to the ground, which is good, which means if there's no track here, it is still capable of, there we go, picking up a cargo piece, and there's enough friction in there so it will hold that cargo piece. That said, even though I said this is quite flimsy, you know, I'm shaking this around. There you go, the bits have fallen off, but the actual ends haven't come off. So even though it feels quite flimsy and it looks a bit flimsy, it's pretty actually sturdy, so that's a good thing, I guess. And then the last component that's more fun is the loader. This is pretty basic. Again, I think there's a seat up here, so you can sit her here if you want to. Cool, I guess. Very, very basic. These bits are wood, and then you have the plastic fleck in this. Interestingly, this is just hard plastic. There's no wood flex in this bit, which is interesting. Again, you can see that's how that kind of all looks. Interesting, they've got the graded crossing, so you could drive a lorry over it. And then the way this is supposed to work, I will demonstrate here. So we get this, and we have Charlie, and we have Troublesome Truck. Cool. We put the cargo in the top here, just sits there. You roll the truck underneath, and you pull the switch, and it falls down. And that's quite nice, you know. Obviously, it doesn't quite get in there all the time. Give that another go. So you want to position the truck a bit better. There we go. And I got that right in there. That cargo sits in there quite nicely then. And then my understanding is the idea is then, once you've done that, you can lift up the truck. And there you go, boom. And you can flick that down and the cargo comes out, kind of falls down the thing. So, you know, it's simple, but I think it works. And that's good. I like it when the playing mechanisms actually work, unlike in some other sets that we have looked at, particularly some Trackmaster ones. I know they don't work all the time. The last thing very quickly to talk about is these new ramp pieces. These are an iconic Thomas Wooden Railway piece. They don't really exist in other toy lines, but yeah, they're made of plastic. And I appreciate that they've printed in the sleeper detail. Like you can see there's a sleeper detail molded in here. But they're plastic. And they used to be wood. So there's that. Alright, that's all the components of the set. Let's put it together. Alright, so I put this together as the instructions tell you to put it together. And this is what you get. And I think this is actually the biggest problem with this set. You don't get a loop of track in Thomas Wooden Railway. I know that often Thomas Adventures has kind of done this kind of thing. And I'm not a big fan of it. Look, to me, trains that have track should run on track. Thomas Minis don't have track. So I guess it makes sense they don't run on track. But this is a train and track system which has trains and track. So the reason they've included 4 of these is so they don't have to give you a loop of track. And the trains can just kind of, you know, go down onto the carpet or the floorboards. But to me, there's a problem with having a playset that doesn't have a loop of track. And it wouldn't have been very hard to just join this up, make that a loop over there. And sure, I like having sidings. Sidings are good. Make that a loop. And heck, make this a loop. Like, have a loop and then just have a normal set of points with one siding. So you can have this, you can have a loop of track here with this thing, and then you can take whatever cargo you get from here to the transfer yards where you transfer it onto the other line. Cool. But as it stands, you just don't have enough track to even make a proper loop. Like, there's not enough curve pieces to make a proper loop with the track you've been given. And to me, that is an automatic fail. Like, you need to go and buy another set or more track to make a loop. And I don't think kids really, with Thomas Wooden Railway, want to be like, choo-choo, oh, off the track, da-da-da-da. Like, I mean, they can, and I appreciate the option, which is why I like it when they have sidings that end with these things, because it means you can explore off if you don't have enough track. But to not even include a simple loop, the smallest loop in this set, to me, is a massive fail. Especially when you think about how much it costs. So, in saying that, how does this kind of play out? Well, I'm not really sure, because as you can see, everything doesn't really join up. So I imagine the way it's supposed to go is if we go from the start, we can grab, who cares, you know, there's no track, doesn't matter. Let's go. So Charlie would come up here and he would comes around here like this. Again, the play pattern to me is super unclear. So he comes under here, we can switch this, bingo. And then Charlie comes around the corner. And there's no track here, so I guess we just do whatever we want. There we go. Oh, look, magic. Somehow we found the track again. There we go. Charlie's found the track. He comes here. Get the crane. Oh, look at that. Magic. We can unload this into this wagon, maybe. Be nice if there was a mechanism to make the claw, like, let go, the magnet let go. There's not really, though. You kind of just have to do this. Cool, then you know this is going to come down. No, it doesn't want to... Oh, it's upside down. I was like, why isn't this working? That's why it's not working, it's upside down. Bingo. Going to come across here. And this doesn't feel too bad. I mean, this still feels very flimsy. Like, even though it's not flimsy, it feels very flimsy. Now it doesn't want to wind up. Come on. Okay, but come down, thank you. Interesting, didn't want to wind up there. Still feels quite flimsy, and then I guess Charlie just, you know, comes around here, switch the points so they're facing the right way. See, we're just showing what I'm doing here. Oh, and he's now back off the track again, because who needs track in Thomas Wooden Railway? Yeah, we're just gonna skip the part where he somehow jumps over this line. Do you see how ridiculous this is? I hope I'm demonstrating how ridiculous this whole system is here. And then he comes under here, and we're like, yay, we've arrived somewhere. And then we flip this, and that goes, and then on his way. Yeah, so I think this is a... I have a lot of thoughts about this. So that's how this plays, and let's talk about now what I actually think about it. Alright, so what do I think about the lift and load cargo set? I think actually this has all the ingredients to be a fun, entertaining playset. I think the inclusion of Charlie is fun. I think he's actually quite a good Thomas Wood model. I think the trucks, while not very Wood, and funny looking, actually work quite well. Like the flipping mechanism works quite well. They hold the cargo piece fine. The faces are good, and you get 2 of them. It would have been nice to get 3 trucks, but you know, you get 2, and 2 is good. I think the crane, while a bit flimsy, works quite well. I think the inclusion of the three-way points is fun. I like this thing. It's very simple. It's very easy, but again, works quite well. The issue is just you don't have enough track. You just don't have enough basic track so you can actually have Charlie go somewhere, and that to me is a fundamental fault of this set. Now, let's talk about it. This is a $120 set in Australia. 120 Australian dollars. And what do you get? You get this. The engine is worth 15. The 2 trucks sell for about $20. So like, I'm sorry Mattel, there's just no reason you could not have included more of this wooden track, basic straights and curves, to make a total loop. Had this had a total loop, I would say this is a very good playset. For the same price, I'd say it's a bit of a price, but it's a good playset. With the amount of track that comes in this set, not good enough. Way overpriced. I paid $60 for this set, and I think that's a decent price considering how much stuff you get, particularly stuff that's exclusive, like you can't get those trucks or any of the points or these things or these in parts separately, so I think $60 is okay, because you do also get an engine who's worth about 10 now that Toys R Us is closed. But yeah, sorry Mattel, what a ripoff. A good set let down by not enough pieces to make a loop, and also an insane asking price. So yeah. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I'm disappointed because I think it has the ingredients to be a really good, fun, you know, classic set, and they just screwed it up really badly. Yeah, so you can see I really wanted to like this, but alas, I haven't. I think it has some good bits, but on the whole, fail Mattel, get your stuff together please. Alright, but that's what I have to say about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts, particularly about Thomas Wood. Maybe this set might change your mind, at least that it can be good if only it was being sold correctly and at a better price. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. As always, that's all we've got time for. This is XtremeTrainz.